talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on them niggas. We Ric Flairin' on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on them niggas. We Ric Flairin' on them niggas. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Ric Flairin', gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death. I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. When I open like Betty Wops and find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on them niggas. We Ric Flairin' on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on them niggas. We Ric Flairin' on them niggas. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, Black Sun, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on them niggas. We Ric Flairin' on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on them niggas. We Ric Flairin' on them niggas.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase, yeah, Bubba C, yeah, Ric Flairin' on them, Ric Flairin' on them, Ric Flairin' on them, Ric Flair, son up, baby.
Hey, yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's backpack, capital one. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the SWAC, pull up where you at, no cap. If the Brody is speaking the soft facts, my advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeants are with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he offered a leash. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walking, cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
Cut the music. Listen. We not having none of that FAMU foolishness today. All right. We're not having none of that FAMU foolishness today. Take that mess somewhere else. All right. We not having none of that FAMU foolishness. Strike Bobo, strike Spare, all that type of stuff. No, nobody cares. Nobody Nobody cares. Let me make a couple announcements before I bring my co-host on. All right. So real quick, hey, you already know I'm on podcast and Spotify. All right, I did that for y'all so y'all Bamas wouldn't be mad at the job where your boss be like, hey, get off the phone. You know what I'm saying? Because you watching YouTube. All right, so I put it on Spotify, on podcast, so you guys can just have it in your ear, walk around, do your stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just have me in the background. All right, it is what it is. I appreciate that. Make sure you leave a review. All right, good, bad, or indifferent. Hey, it is what it is. That's what they're for. All right, so that's what it is. So make sure you tune into the podcast, Spotify, and on Apple Podcasts, and do that for me. All right, appreciate you. All right, next up, listen. This Wednesday, me and the boy Wonder Blue, we breaking down the playoff matchup. All right, that's what we doing. We going in-depth dive. We not bringing no special guests. Y'all can call in, but it's me and the boy Wonder breaking down the biggest game of the freaking week, which is the playoff game, all right? And last but not least, listen, I know you know one of my moderators. I know he has a crazy long name, but I call him Sean, all right? He is an author, all right? My man's is an author. Please support his stuff. If he gets in here, I don't know if he's in here right now. He doesn't look like he's in here. But when he does get in here, make sure you tell him to put his links of his books and all that type of stuff in the chat. Support him. He's an author. He does that, and that's what it is, all right? Now, you already know who it is. Listen, I don't really have to give this man an intro. You already know most about him. It's Mr. Kofi Hemmingway. What's up, Mr. Kofi? Talk to me.
5 them snakes, boy. 5 them snakes. Here's how you do it. You put 2 fingers like this, not like you sealing the color purple down there, but you bend your hand back like this, and then you like that. Like that. Right there, boy. 5 them snakes. Yes, sir.
Oh,
how you doing, Scotty?
I've been better. I've been better. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm happy that you're happy. That makes this show all go around. Let me drink my tequila real quick. Because it's gonna be one of them shows. This is gonna be one of them shows.
I'm gonna take this hot Scully off because I'm inside.
Oh boy, you look like a walking orange right now. But it's your day. It's your day. It's your day. Listen, you know how I usually get down, but you know where I had to start. You know where I had to come. I had to come out the gate hot with you. Florida Classic, you finally get over the hump. You finally make you stop the curse. You stop the winning streak. 54,000 in attendance. Tell us about the game and tell us, how you feel as a Rattler.
I feel great as a Rattler, man. The game was obviously great. It was in our favor, so we left feeling really, really good. I think it's been so long that we won, we actually forgot how to act, after the game. But but it's cool because Rattler Nation is going to talk trash regardless. It doesn't matter whether we win or lose. But when we won, it was like extra. But what I want to say is, Cookman came with it. The team was talking trash the entire week. It's going to be number 10. It's going to be number 10. They was cussing our players out of the banquet. They was in their face. And it was just like, they were like inwardly seething, to get an opportunity. But Cookman came with it. That first play, they beat us with a dirt bomb. And Rattler Nation was like, nah.
It's about to be one of them games.
Nah, listen, don't have us coming down here to Orlando. We done talked all this noise. It's supposed to be our year. And the first play, y'all gave up a bomb like that. It was just ridiculous. But hey, they saw something. And the good thing about this team is that this team is incredibly resilient. They did not panic. They did not lose it. They stayed the course. And as I stated, methodically, that's what the game became. And then when Cookman, it got to the second half, they just didn't hold on to the ball. The defense forced those turnovers, and the rest is history. The defense scored 2 touchdowns, and Rattler Nation was in rare form, and the band was playing On Time God, and everybody was up like, he's an on time God. Yes, he is. On time, God. Yeah, we was in there, bro. But yeah, man, it was
y'all
great.
are foolish.
Yeah, but but it was. Listen, it was great. It was a great atmosphere, bro. You had to be there. It's on YouTube. You can check it out. Yeah, the whole stadium singing. But you know, the thing is, people always call me when I get on the show. I'm just like, people, I'm on at 7:30 every morning. Please leave me alone. All right, but 54,000 sounds like it's a lot of people, and it is a lot of people. But the stadium is going through an expansion, and so it's really. Next year to hold like 74,000, I think. And it's an opportunity for us to get back to being that classic. Of course, we're going to need Cookman to step up their game a little bit, but at the same time, what I really feel like needs to happen is, you know, Florida Blues been great. They've been nice and everything, but there's a difference in what Disney was able to bring to the table. I think they're just the media, you know, just the media king right now. They can do whatever they want to. They can take the game to levels, you know, that it has been before. I mean, we had all kind of ads in Ebony and Jet and every place on ESPN. People were coming to the game from around the country, and we need Disney back.
All right. So who's the promoter this year? Who's the promoter?
Well, I mean, it's Florida Blue, and Florida Blue, like I said, I mean, they're doing a good job, but it's not
Blue Cross Blue Shield, right? Blue Cross.
Yeah.
Y'all got healthcare trying to promote football. That don't even sound.
Hey, you know, look, people try to jump in because they know the game's going to draw. It's going to draw regardless. It's FAMU and Cookman, so that's a way for them to promote their name and get out there, but. From a media standpoint, what I feel like people don't understand about Classic success is you need two strong fan bases, and you need a good, solid core group of people that understand that your fan bases are going to be there. How do I engage the local community? Because the local community is what adds to the pageantry of the game. Whether you're playing in Atlanta, whether you're playing in Jackson, whether you're playing in New Orleans, when the local community is involved and engaged in what's happening during the game's going to be a success. For instance, I want to say in Miami during the Orange Blossom Classic, the fan bases were there. The community itself, it wasn't engaged. And, you know, COVID had a lot to do with that. I know the rain had somewhat to do with that, but next year, if that game doesn't do 50,000, I'm looking at them people like something's wrong with y'all, like y'all doing something wrong. So,
which they probably are. Now I gotta ask. We're about to knock some stuff over on my desk. FAMU in the playoffs. How y'all feeling?
You know, playoffs is what we do. We won the very first FCS national title. We'd like to remind people that FAMU is the first and only HBCU to win an HBCU, well, actually a national NCAA national title. That being said, we believe in playoffs. We love playoffs. Once we got eliminated from Celebration Bowl contention, it was like on to the next best thing. And it's an incredible opportunity to show really how good this team is and actually see how good this team is, how we really match up. I think it'll be good. It'll be good if we win. When we win, it'll be good even if we lose, because we'll have a better game. Say, hey, we thought we had arrived.
Yeah.
But guess what? We got to get our weight up. You know, and it's good to be able to see that measurement, because the end game and the end goal should be not unquote the very best black college team, but the very best team in all of football. And you don't get to see that if you limit yourself.
Talk about it. Listen, is it Sunday? Because you preach it. You preach it.
I mean, FAMU has been in the playoffs before. We're the most successful HBCU. We have more wins than any other HBCU in the playoffs. We've been to the semis. We've been to the finals. We've won it. We want to do well. And we understand. We expect to do well. Losing, of course, somebody gonna lose, and we've lost first round before. It won't be the first time, but being on this stage,
I like it,
gives us a good measuring stick in terms of where we really are. Now, I really do believe that this team can compete on the national level, because defense wins championships, and we've got a pretty good defense. So I'm expecting us to compete at a very high level, bring that playoff energy. Not necessarily, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, but, you know, Rattler Nation is going to be in the place. There's going to be a lot of energy, a lot of eyes. We're right down the street from New Orleans, so you'll have literally 3 HBCUs plus the other 2 HBCUs. I say about 5 HBCUs right there in the area. You got Grambling, Southern, and FAMU right there in that New Orleans area. It's going to be great.
It's going to be live. And we're going to talk more about that later in the show. Next up.
Next. Why are you doing this? Like, come on, man. Come on.
I'm sorry. 52-3, BV.
Okay. So I get why we play the money games. I feel like the money games ideally should be at the beginning of the year. Just get it out the way.
Yeah.
For it to be that late in the year and you've got championship aspirations, you could get your key players injured during the freaking game.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's like, come on, man. We got championship game next week. Why are we putting so much into this game? We know we're probably not going to be able to compete at a very high level. And then it just opens us up to what the rest of the world really feels about HBCUs and HBCU football. Mm-hmm. And then it's like a whole reality check that we've come a long way, but we still got a long way to go. I mean, I saw posters up there, you know, with a raggedy sheet and said, well, you know, this raggedy sheet is worth more than a degree from Prairie View, which of course is not true. Ooh. But just to hear that and to hear that energy coming from those people, it was not cool. Yeah, you won the halftime show. I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, you dance. Yeah, you could, you know, do X, Y, and Z. But Texas A&M has a very precise group. And when it comes to drilling, PV's not on that level. So it depends on kind of what you're looking at. I think, you know, PV has that energy. I think they're great. I love their marching band. I love what they bring to the table. But Texas A&M has a very good band. Bands are big in the state of Texas, just like football.
Facts. All right, next up, real talk. UAPB, Alabama A&M. Glass leaves the SWAC top 5 in career passing yards. This is his stats. He's ranked 4th with 12,136 passing yards. How does Alabama A&M look back on Aqeel Glass's career?
I mean, he won a SWAC championship, so I think that would be his legacy, that he brought Alabama A&M back to prominence, and he's good. The question is, I think with a little, with some more developmental years, I think he can be even better. Whether he will be great is yet to be determined, but I think he can definitely play at the next level. I hope he gets that opportunity and shot. He's going to have an opportunity to showcase his skills, and I'm cheering for him. I want him to go out there and represent HBCUs at a very high level, but the reality is we're probably looking at a 4th or 5th round draft pick. I'm not going to lie to you. So when the season first started, I had him in the 5th round.
I have him going undrafted. And the reason I have him going undrafted is because in the biggest games, you didn't show up. Like that's the thing that, like,
he did it against Bama State.
What? Bama? What? No, hell no. Jackson State, you laid an egg. FAMU, you laid an egg. Grambling, you laid that. Listen, that loss just keeps getting worse and worse. You know what I'm saying? To where it was you with 4 picks, you with the fumble recovery for it. It just gets worse. So I'm not saying he doesn't have the ability to play at the next level, but his deficiencies with his feet and the mobility that he lacks, it just kind of goes to me in the undrafted kind of category, because where the league is going to, even like if you watched Sunday Night Football last night with Justin Herbert, I mean, the boy can get down the field, and mobility is becoming a premium in the league. So I think his lack of mobility is really the only thing that's really going to hurt him. I think if he was just a little bit more mobile and can get out the pocket and pick up 10 to 15, 20 yards, I think he would be a 6, 7 round pick. But that lack of mobility, I think he goes undrafted, and I think he can still make a practice squad, a team, because he has the arm talent, the IQ to do so. But that mobility for me is just it's a killer.
It's a big deal, but he's gonna have that opportunity. So we'll see come Senior Bowl time. He has time to improve that level of footwork before the combine and to showcase his limited mobility in some way, shape, or form. But I'm in full agreement with you. You know, it is what it is at this point. But he did rebound after those games and was able to close out on a roll. So I want to give him credit for that because I was ready. Huh?
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah, he closed out on a roll in those games. I know people kind of look down on other teams from time to time, but I mean, the SWAC is not an easy league. So when you can pick up wins, it's good, you know, especially being, you know, in the second tier and stuff. So I give him credit.
Okay. Well, okay. We'll keep it pushing. I ain't gonna. This one hurt. I ain't gonna lie. Andrew, buddy, he didn't show up. He didn't. Well, he filled the stat sheet up. I ain't gonna lie. He had over like 300 yards of total offense by himself.
You know, but it's still. I mean, Alabama State is a talented team.
Man. That defense
It's documented that the SWAC East is better than the SWAC West.
Facts.
I think also, in addition to that, you know, Texas Southern is still a very young team. That's not an excuse.
Yeah,
but it is what it is. I mean, you get up for Southern, you get up for Jackson State, and so emotionally, it's like, oh, we got Alabama State. We should beat them. That's how young teams think. We should beat this team and come out with the W. So then the practices aren't as intense. You playing on the road, and then you come up against a fired up Alabama State team that's trying to get ready for Tuskegee. So all of that stuff is just a whirlwind because you are how you prepare. I just felt like, you know, they weren't necessarily great. I think the Texas Southern had obviously the ability to win this game because they lost by 3. But, you know, Bama State had something to prove, and they wanted it a little bit more.
I think this is the thing with young teams, right? Because you can have the idea of, okay, we'll come back better. And that's not always the case. You know what I'm saying? So you have to come out and win these. To me, you have to come out and win these games to establish yourself as like, we're young, but we're trending in the right direction. We're beating the teams that people think we're supposed to beat. And losing to an Alabama State team that lost their head coach with an interim basis, and you've been putting up 30 to 35 points the last couple games, for you to come out and only put 21 points up, it kind of messes with me as well. So, do you feel that Clarence McKinley can turn this team around next year, having a lot more sophomores, having more people, having more experience under the belt, that they come out and win these games? I don't know. So for me, you got to win these games when you're supposed to win them. That's my whole thing. And I think this is a game you have to go out and win. That's just my personal opinion.
Young teams have the tendency to get emotionally up for teams that they feel less than. Like Jackson State. It was like, oh my God, this is our opportunity to compete against Jackson State, showcase my skills against Dion. We're gonna be on TV. All eyes are watching. I can't let my team down. Let's go out and let's perform. And that's what they did, you know, to the second half, and Jackson State started pulling away. But for the most part, you saw a Texas Southern team that had speed, that had talent, that had a number of different things. And I just think that they left all of their emotions in Jackson. And they came out against a team that, again, just wanted it just a little bit more. And that was the difference in the ballgame. They're not a disciplined championship level team yet. No,
not even close. They make too many mistakes for me to really buy in fully. I just believe in Andrew Bolly, and I hope it is if his offseason goes well, the SWAC is going to be on notice, because if he gets that accuracy down to hit those long balls, they're going to be a real problem. All right, and last but not least, for week 12,
stop the cap.
Soul Bowl, baby. Capital City Classic. Alcorn State loses to Jackson State 24-10. It really was like 14-10 or 17-10. That was a garbage touchdown they got at the end, but to each his own. So I was at this game. It was lit. I ain't gonna lie to you. The crowd was, compared to most SWAC games, a lot more involved. Still no yelling on third down, stuff like that. Black people don't really do that, But I know Bragg does, so don't. At Bragg, not at everybody, not at the regular SWAC games. All right, so, but the great environment, great game. I just wish the offensive coordinator would have got his head out of his ass and really called it. I mean, like, come on, man. Like, I just don't understand, man. They be overthinking this game, but it was a great game. Shador did what he's supposed to do. Felix, he looked pretty good. You know what I'm saying? But I'm pretty disappointed in Alcorn. I ain't gonna lie to you. Pretty disappointed.
Alcorn didn't have it in the trenches this year, and to beat Jackson State, you gotta be able to run the football consistently, and that's not Alcorn's game. They can do it in spurts. It's kind of looking for explosive plays, and they weren't necessarily there consistently. Defensively, Alcorn hadn't played at a championship level necessarily all year, and that came back to bite them against a Jackson State team that found a way to, just get the job done.
The thing about this game, though, and you're absolutely right. The trenches had failed Alcorn all year, but in this game, they were running the ball at a premium. I was sitting on the Jackson State side rooting for Alcorn. And and this is how I know you're doing something right, when the Jackson State fans are like, is somebody going to tackle that number 31? What are we doing out there? Why aren't you tackling 31? And that's all I kept hearing. So the mere fact that they went away from it lets me know that Elliott Warren, a white OC, by the way, I think he had it sabotaged. I'm not going to say that, though. I'm not going to say that. But I think he did. I think he had a sabotage. I think low key, just a little bit, just a little something in my belly is telling me I think he had that game sabotaged. Because you can't tell me that Stafford Anderson was killing all game and you're like, you know what? We're gonna start throwing the ball. We're just gonna throw it around the yard. Miss me with that,
man. But that's what good defenses try to get offenses to do, right? You feel as though, oh my gosh, okay, all right. I lost my train of thought with this.
We'll go back to that. Go ahead, finish your train of thought. We'll go back to the. He did super chat money, so he wasn't answered. He wasn't.
Okay. All right. So, all right. Let me get my mind right. All right. So with Alcorn, again, a lot of times when teams play against good, solid defenses, they feel like they need to do more than they have to do. And they lack the discipline to stick with a game plan that is working.
Yeah.
Fam, you did that same thing in the first game. It was like, guys, you're getting freaking 5 yards a freaking carry.
That's facts.
Why are you trying to put McKay in throwing situations? The dude hadn't played games in 2 years. Run the freaking ball. It took us to game 3 for us to get a real identity and a clue as to how we need to win games. And once we found it out, the rest is history. But Alcorn wasn't there yet. They're still trying to run their base, trying to make the quarterback be the hero. And that's not how you beat J-State. It's just not.
It's not. It's definitely not. You want to, listen, Southern gave you the game plan. They literally, I'll say the last 5 minutes of the FAMU game, and ULM definitely wrote the playbook. I mean, they really showed you the playbook. But Southern really gave you the game plan on a silver platter. Slow the game up, which I've always said, run the ball, slow the game up, make Jackson State have to methodically move the ball up the field instead of having the big play. They will kill you on the big play because that's how they get down. If you make them work the whole field, they end up kicking field goals. That shortens up the game even more, and you'll stay in the game instead of getting your ass blown out. All right, back to this question that my man paid money to ask. Correct me if I'm wrong, but why didn't Jackson State make it to the playoffs? Kofi, what is he missing?
Jackson State won the SWAC East. They're in a conference whose championship aspirations began and end with the Celebration Bowl. Had FAMU beaten Jackson State, FAMU would not be eligible for the playoffs. We would have to go and play in the SWAC championship game and then go hopefully win it and then go to the Celebration Bowl. So the reason why Jackson State is not going to the playoffs is not because they are not good enough. It's just simply because the SWAC rules dictate that whoever wins the division has to go to the SWAC championship game. Now, the good thing about that is Jackson State gets to host the game and they get all the gate. They get all the gate.
Yeah.
So they're going to probably do at least 40, 50,000 again.
Easy.
On Thanksgiving weekend. And all of that money goes to the Jackson State athletic program. Then if they win that game, they get to go to Atlanta and possibly get $1 million check.
Just for showing up.
Just for showing up. So that is a win. I think Dion, of course, being in Atlanta, that gives them, they're going to be on national TV. It's a big deal. And they get the opportunity to win the game. Huh? I forgot
he played for the Falcons. Oh, that's going. Yeah. All them old Falcons fans. Oh, they're going to be in there. If he makes it, it's going to be crazy.
They're going to bring 30,000 people from Jackson, straight down 20. They're going to bring 30,000 people. South Carolina State is going to bring another 15. So this is going to be the most attended Celebration Bowl ever. So this is going to be a big deal. It's going to be a lot of pageantry. I wish the South Carolina State's band was at another level, but you know, South Carolina State has a lot of history. And here's what I will tell you. Those weeks off that they've got before this game is going to mess up the timing of Jackson State. If Jackson State goes into that game against South Carolina State and they are asleep, South Carolina State will sneak in because Buddy Pugh has a ton of experience and South Carolina State's going to be prepared. They will not be a pushover. They will be prepared to win. So J-State needs to bring their A game.
Hey, and also, guys, the announcement. Remember, I told y'all, Sean, one of my moderators is an author. Check his stuff out. Sean, you are more than welcome to put your links in the chat, man, and have people check out your books and stuff like that. You always promote my stuff. I don't have no problem promoting your stuff, all right? So make sure you guys go check his stuff out and support his books, all right? All right, now let's get to these Week 13 matchups, all right? The Turkey Day Classic. Thursday. Tuskegee versus Alabama State. I don't know who's really going to watch this game, but okay. I mean,
the people in Bama going to watch the game now. They're going to watch the game. And it's on Thursday, so I might actually just tune in and check out what's happening. Now, this is historically a big game. What people don't know is that Alabama State used to actually play FAMU in this game.
Oh, that would have been a good game. I would have took that. I would have took that.
All right. But let me just say, go Cowboys, right? That's facts. But it's a big game for Bama State alums and Tuskegee alums, and it brings a lot of money into the Montgomery area. Mm-hmm. Alabama State should win this game. Bama State should straight up. Bama State should win it. Please don't lose this game, Bama State. Please don't freaking lose this game. Tuskegee is capable because that's what Tuskegee does, especially in this game. So, listen, people look and they sleep on D2 athletes as though they're like less than. Those athletes, many of those athletes that are playing in Division II teams, especially now due to the transfer portal, D2 teams have an opportunity to pick up a lot of quality talent without the academic restrictions of Division I. So please keep that in mind. Tuskegee going to be very competitive. It's a rivalry game where anything can happen, but I fully expect Alabama State to come away with it.
This is what you're doing with HBCU football. It's Tuskegee bringing their band.
Come on, man.
Who cares?
Well, I'm going to be nice because that's my brother, Chris Lucas. So I'm going to say, yes, Tuskegee is bringing their band. It's a rivalry game. There's no way that you would have a Florida Classic without the bands with FAMU and Cookman unless somebody does something stupid and the band gets suspended. But absolutely, Tuskegee's bringing their band. The band's in recovery. I'm kind of like, it doesn't really matter that much. Skeegee's band is no match for Alabama State this year, but they add to the pageantry of the game, and I love to hear them play ball and parlay. So that's that.
Hey, Luke, don't disrespect, bro. Don't disrespect. All right, I know we talk about HBCU football, but I will always don't disrespect my boys. All right, don't disrespect. Do not
disrespect it on
Sunday. All right, next up, Valley versus PV. I'm actually really excited because I believe it. Coach Dancy, that's my guy, Coach Richard Dancy. All right, so I'm actually really excited now. Listen. I'm not going to preview this game because it really doesn't matter. PV's already into the SWAC West Championship, so it doesn't really matter if they win or lose this game. But if it was at Valley, I definitely would have picked Valley to win this game for the upset. I'm not going to lie to you, but I definitely think PV comes out on top on this one.
I do too, but obviously, Prairie View's going to have to kind of like get back into that winning mode again. They've lost 2 in a row now, so Valley's going to come in and give their very best effort. Congratulations to Coach Dancy for getting his extension and getting an opportunity to take Valley's program to the next level. Valley's players, hopefully they come in hungry. I do want to see a good game, but Prairie View definitely has the better team. But I would be shocked if Valley were to make this game close or possibly win. Yeah, I definitely agree with you. And I just want to see how their running attack looks. I think that's probably because if you try to get into a shootout with PV, you're not going to win that game at all. So I think if you slow it down, run the ball with Caleb Johnson and your backup running back, I think you'll be good to go in this game. But I definitely think it's definitely something to see. Quincy says, Quincy, Coach Dancy got an extension. How you on the team and don't know your coach got an extension? Come on, man. Where you been? You've been living under the rock, Quincy. Come on, man. You better than this. All right, who's ready for the Pop Warner Classic? Oh, who's ready? Pop Warner Classic is here. Boy, you are Captain Petty. You are Captain Petty.
Versus Grambling, the Glad Trash Bags. Okay, Pop Warner Classic. Let's get it. Who's ready? Raise your hand if you're ready. Raise your hand if you're ready. Nobody's ready.
You're wrong.
Nobody's ready.
You're wrong.
I thought we was talking about the Pop Warner Classic.
Okay. You're wrong.
All right, guess it's the Bayou Classic. All right. All right. Bayou Classic, Southern versus Grambling. If I'm being honest, I fell asleep last year on this game. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I don't even care. To make this game interesting, I'm gonna keep saying it. To make this game interesting, fire Jason Rollins, have a raffle, right, for the fans. Let them buy tickets. All right, let them buy tickets. Whoever wins the raffle are the 2 head coaches for the game for the Bayou. Tell me you wouldn't watch that. That would be so interesting. Go ahead.
I wouldn't watch that.
You wouldn't watch that?
I wouldn't watch that.
That would be good. That would be the game.
Look, this is definitely, we know the historical significance of the Bayou Classic. This year it doesn't have a whole lot of meaning on the field, but to the hearts of Jaguar Nation and the Gramblingites, it's a big deal. But there's no way, I don't see any way that Grambling wins this game. And Southern's going to win in another blowout. And I'm going to say Southern by at least 21.
I like this. Who am I coaching? I coach Southern. Blue coaches Grambling. I will watch that. I will watch that. I think that would be good. All right, so listen. For the Pop Warner Classic, this is what I'm feeling, right? I'm feeling, because I'm gonna pick this game. I don't care, because I'm not even, this game ain't even worth really talking about to me. But I guess. Because from what I've been heard, it's like the Hood Super Bowl. That's what somebody told me today. It's the Hood Super Bowl. Okay. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say Southern wins the game. If Southern doesn't win this game, it's the biggest indictment on your whole team all freaking year. If you don't win this game, what do you do? fire everybody, including the AD. Like, I mean, like, just let everybody go, because just don't even have no like this. You know how like when you get them hoarders and people just be like, just take everything, like just get everything out, like just leave no traces, leave no doubt. So I got Southern winning this game. Should be a lot to a little, but we shall definitely see what it is in this game. All right. Last but not least, game of the freaking week. It's here. It's here. FAMU, Southern East Louisiana. Rashawn McKay, Cole Kelly. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one. What you got? What you got? You got it. I know. Listen, he probably gonna make his prediction on the ONG Strike Bowl Zone. All right. So check him out on the Wednesday in the Strike Bowl Zone, Spare Zone. All right, they gonna be over there doing their thing, FAMU all the way. So I don't know. You will pick the game here? You will pick it here?
I can give a nice little preview. I mean, Southeast Louisiana has a super offense, but they give up well over 28 points a game, and and we have a good defense. So turnovers will decide this. I think if FAMU's able to play clean, FAMU comes away with the W.
All right, so I'm not gonna go too in depth because me and Blue I'm telling you, y'all don't want to miss Wednesday. Me, listen, Wednesday, me and Blue about to go ESPN NFL game day. You know, like,
break it on down. I'm looking
to break it all the way down. But this is what I'm seeing, right? All I'm gonna say is this game should not have to rely on McKay. That's I'm gonna say that, because if I'm Coach Willie Simmons, I'm telling McKay, listen, I don't want you to think you're battling Kelly. This is not the format. I don't even want you to get that in your head that it's me and Kelly and we're going. No. Because you're going to lose that battle every time. Every time. All right. You should just focus on attacking the defense, doing it properly, being the game manager that you are. And as he's grown throughout the season, him seeing the field a lot better than what he is. Now, I will say this. The Austin Mitchell kid that they have, number 4 from Southeast Louisiana, is Xavier Smith 1.5. I won't say he's twice as good as X because I don't believe that, but I do believe his speed is real. I don't think you've seen a receiving core like this. And I would give Alabama A&M a slight deduction. Jackson, if anybody says Jackson State, they don't got shit on these boys. All right, like for real, Jackson State ain't got shit on these boys. Like they will run you through the ringer. They got speed on every. I mean, they play. Listen, they got their backup quarterback playing receiver. I want to be like Cephas. Listen, it's gonna be a great game. I think it's gonna be an awesome game. And like I said, me and Blue gonna break it down on Wednesday. We're gonna go real depth, film breakdowns, all type of stuff. We doing it the full shebang bang. All right, but yeah, it's gonna be a good one. This is gonna be a good one. Now I heard that Southeast Louisiana ain't got the biggest stadium, so how y'all gonna make that work? How y'all FAMUans gonna make that work?
It is what it is. It's a holiday weekend, so we got time to travel. So our people gonna be there. They got the Bayou Classic there, so our people gonna have something to do. You get some shrimp and grits. Rattler Nation gonna be in there. Now it won't obviously be as many. I think the thing that really escaped, they sent us to Louisiana, but Lord knows it was close between us going to Louisiana or us going to Atlanta to play Kennesaw State.
I would have loved that. I would have been in there.
Yeah, that would have been nuts. So I think I'm just playing. AD Overton at Kennesaw State knew that playing FAMU Atlanta was going to be just nuts. So they're completely on the other side of the draw where he doesn't even have to face us if we find a way to make it all the way through. So, yeah.
I mean, 7,500, man, that's like, what's it?
They
like,
tried us, man. I want to know what the bid was to do it because their stadium was way smaller than ours. It's just ridiculous. So,
yeah, I feel bad for y'all. I really do. Like, y'all gonna have to start bringing y'all own bleachers or something. You know, y'all like, I don't know what you like for real. Y'all just gonna have to start like, hey, you know, bringing the RVs on the field or something like that, because that is ridiculous. 7,500 people, like y'all do that in y'all sleep. Like, what, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing? Like, that's gonna be a tough one, but we'll see. We definitely shall see. This is gonna be a great game. All right, real quick before we take the call lines. Hey, call lines are open. Let me open this up real quick. Call lines are open 516-259-9041. 516-259-9041.
You are the only participant in the conference.
940. Yeah. Okay. Real quick update in the Bayou Classic. They will allow players who have headsets and receivers inside their helmets, like the NFL. They are a test product to see if it's going to work, and they will be like, so you know how, you know, in the NFL, like the quarterback gets the call through his helmet. They will be doing that at the Bayou Classic. I just read an article about it, so just wanted to give people the update on that. I think that's super cool. I think if that can get instrumented throughout all of college football, that would be absolutely amazing. I think it'll make the game that much better. I get tired of seeing the players go like this. That is so annoying. They all look like ducks, like just like prairie dogs. You know what I'm saying? So, but once again, guys, call lines are open. 516-259-9041. 516-259-9041. Mr. Kofi, you got a time frame for me? Are we riding?
No, we're good, man. We're good. Let's ride.
Too easy. Hey, Mr. Dwayne, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, what's happening, fellas? Enjoy the show. Coffee always do a great job. I noticed that some of Southeast Louisiana offensive linemen got hurt in that game against Incontinent. So is it in its status if they made it back or their injury report? Because they said that they were having issues with some of their defensive players. Also, they were having offensive linemen play on the defensive line. So I was just wondering about that. And two, why are they playing each other in the conference more than once? Now you're talking about playing outside the conference. Why won't they just schedule teams outside of the conference if they don't have enough teams to play? Because they played some teams twice. So how strong is their strength of schedule? I'm not saying they are a quality team. That was just odd. Now I haven't seen that other than COVID.
All right, so I'm
enjoy the show.
Hey, appreciate it, Dwayne. All right. No. So okay. Yeah. So you can stay on. It's fine. My thing is this: I don't know much about their schedule. I just started doing research on the team last night, watching the actual game versus Nichols, some highlights and stuff like that, and against Louisiana Tech. So, but what I will say about the D line though, I don't know if all FCS puts out an injury report, because I know the SWAC does not. So I wouldn't. But even with that, you won't really know until Wednesday or Thursday who is on or off an injury report. Like they're not going to tell you, Monday through Wednesday. They're just going to be rehabbing, and then either Thursday or Friday you'll know, okay, he's officially out on the injury report. If they do an injury report.
Right. And as far as the schedule goes, the MEAC had that same setup in the spring, with the limited teams that they had. And so the NCAA okayed them to play one another twice, which I think is ludicrous. I think from an HBCU standpoint, there were talks that the OVC was going to merge with this particular conference because they're losing teams like wildfires. But just for me, if Tennessee State does this, I'm going to personally make a trip up to Nashville and look the president in the eye and the AD, and I'm gonna tell you, you guys are like just really dumb as all get up. I just don't get it. Like Tennessee State needs to be in the SWAC, and that's just the bottom line. It does not do them being in there. Is what'd you say?
No, I'm just saying they played multiple teams, twice in the conference during the fall, not just the spring.
No, I get it. I'm just saying that was approved in the spring because a lot of conferences were losing teams and they didn't have enough. So in order for them to make it, the NCAA made amendments and allowed them to play one another twice. Okay,
so let me look. I'm looking at the schedule right here. All right. They played North Alabama, Louisiana Tech. They played Central Connecticut State, I believe. They played McNeese. They played Nichols. They played Houston Baptist. They played Incarnate Word. And they played Northwestern State twice. They played McNeese twice. And
they should have played. Now, here's the deal. Like, they are close to Southern University. Why this isn't an annual game is yet beyond me. But I'm hearing that that's Clan Country, so that has a lot to do with it. Carry on.
Yeah, but playing McNeese twice, they won one. They won both of those games. They won them by 3, both of those games. And if I'm being honest, that's not a. I mean, like, it's not a bad double game. Like, that's like if Jackson State and FAMU played twice. I wouldn't be mad at that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a very strong game. It's like, but if Jackson State played Delta State twice, I'd be like, ugh. You know, like, it'd be like, I don't really want to see that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think McNeese is too bad of a double back-to-back game. So I'll give him a little pass on that.
Yeah, I just found it odd for them to do that, you know, not in the fall, because once again, it's other teams they could have played outside of just doubling up on the conference games. I assume. But so enjoy the show, and we'll see what happens. But it seems like their defense is super weak. Yeah,
if you want to,
Alabama A&M. That's what they not just that. From the 2 games I looked at. I looked at a whole game.
They not that bad.
And then I looked at
not that bad. They not that bad. You're being disrespectful. Like, nobody's listen, they're not that bad. They're not that bad. All right. They're bad. I'll give you that, but they ain't that bad. All right. But hey, call back on Wednesday. Yeah. I promise you can ask whatever questions you got. I'm gonna have Blue Blood here, and he watches it like the back of his hand. All right, so make sure you tune back in on Wednesday.
I'll be in LA Wednesday, so hopefully it'll work out.
All right, appreciate it. Hey, Reese, you live? Talk to me.
Yo, Scott, I really don't want this, but I do want to say this. Y'all lazy bastards need to hit the like button. Y'all watching a pre-show and can hit the like button. That shit lazy.
Hey, appreciate it, Reese.
Man, just take 5 seconds out y'all day and hit the like button. It's just not gonna hurt y'all, bro.
Thank you, Reese.
But yeah, that's all.
Thank you, my boy. Appreciate it. Let these Bammers know. Hit the like button, man. God, dog. Jesus Christ. Hey, listen, if you're a member, put your last 4 in the chat. All right, put your last 4 in the chat. Hey, what's up, Blue? Talk to me.
What's up, man? So I actually do have an answer for the Southland question. So this is like one of the first times this has ever happened, but due to the conference realignment. So this year in the FCS, it was the first year of the ASUN and the WAC. So Jacksonville State left the OVC, Sam Houston was leaving the Southland, all these conferences. Due to that happening so late in like the off season and the FCS having a spring season, they didn't have time to give formal offers to put teams on their schedule, because the Southerns, the Jacksons, all the other South FCS teams, their schedules were already finalized. So really the only teams they would probably be able to play were D2 teams or something like that. So for the case of the FCS playoffs, they thought it would be more beneficial just to play each other twice rather than just schedule BS games that would have killed their strength of schedule.
Got you. Thank you, Blue. I know
so it's just a 1-year thing for right now, and then as the Southland adds more teams, they'll probably go back to only playing each other once, and all of them have their out of conference schedules, kind of figured out for the near future. But yeah, I just wanted to give you an answer to that question, because I also was confused at the start of the year. But yeah, it's just because realignment happened way too late for them to fix all the games they lost on their schedule, like the Sam Houston.
Got you. Hey, appreciate it, Blue. Appreciate it so much.
Yep.
All right, man.
Later, man.
Peace. Yeah, listen, man. I call him the Boy Wonder for a reason. Boy Wonder gonna get you right. Listen, listen. If you're not a member, don't put your last 4 in the chat like this guy. All right, D. Ollie, you're not a member. You know why? Members look like this. See that little icon beside your name? That's when you're a member. All right. So you're gonna have to wait in line. All right. So Coach Green, you're up. Then Rocky, you're next. All right. Coach Green, when you get on here, Don't be having no soliloquies. Ask a question or have a comment. All right. Have a question or a comment. All right. Let's keep it pushing. There's a lot of people on the line. Question or have a comment. All right. Have a question. You loud, Coach Green.
Dude. I don't never have no soliloquy, man. All that bull crap, bro. Anyway, I need to know from Mr. Hemmingway. I need to know, man. Y'all got to find out what y'all bid was, because ain't no way that y'all playing in that small state in Southeast Louisiana. Y'all should be at Bragg's.
Absolutely. I don't know the exact number. I know they put in a bid. I'm curious as to what that bid was, but I'm just dumbfounded, because the game should be at Bragg if that's the case.
Something ain't right about that.
Yeah. So we'll see. I agree.
Yeah, and my last question for you, and then listen. What you think about if TSU was to join, Tennessee State was to join the MEAC? How you feel about that?
Well, that's right up my alley. I think it's great. Tennessee State has rivalries or natural rivalries with Jackson State, FAMU, historically with Grambling, all of the HBCUs that are in the SWAC, not to mention they're right down the street from Huntsville, Alabama. So looking at the average attendance that Tennessee State has had over the last, I want to say 4 or 5 years, I think it's just embarrassing that Tennessee State would average 3,000 people a game, 4,000. I'm like, man, that is unheard of, because 70s, 80s, Tennessee State had one of the largest fan bases in all of HBCU sports, and they would travel like the dickens. So I'm just dumbfounded. It tells me that their fan base is not engaged, and when they're not engaged, you're not going to generate revenue for your program. I don't know how you can keep a solid athletic program going without people buying tickets. And I know you've got sponsorship, but sponsors don't waste money for 3,000 people. That is ridiculous. So they would instantly see an increase at the gate with any of the teams that they play in the SWAC, except for maybe even the furthest Texas schools. But it's a win-win for Tennessee State and the SWAC. Huh?
What if they go to MEAC route?
I don't think that would be beneficial for their travel expenses. They would be much more, I could see how that could work, but they would still have to travel to Delaware. They still have to travel to DC, still have to travel to Baltimore, North Carolina. You know, the SWAC is much more in their wheelhouse.
Appreciate the call, Coach Green.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see. Rocky was next.
SWAC is much more.
Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Just a call, Coach Green.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's good?
I want to ask Kofi this question. Considering the SWAC footprint, right? There are a number of very competitive FCS schools in the SWAC footprint. Would the SWAC consider some type of challenge with the conferences that are inside the footprint, or would they even consider at some point inviting a FCS non-HBCU to the SWAC?
I like that
question. I think we are years away from them inviting a non-HBCU to the SWAC, just because the SWAC is the premier HBCU athletic conference. But I do see the opportunity for us to do challenge football games with other conferences besides the MEAC. I think the SWAC versus the Southland, the SWAC versus the Atlantic Sun, the SWAC versus the Big South would be potentially really, really good. And, you know, if you're thinking out of the box, you could actually do doubleheader games. One game maybe at 11 or noon, and then the next game would take place at 5 or 6 o'clock. and you still have an opportunity to get those crowds out and get the new crowds in, but it's an opportunity for fellowship. It's an opportunity to tailgate. It's an opportunity to showcase the SWAC and all the pageantry that comes along with it. So I think that it's something that they should indeed have discussions with if they've not looked into these things already. But I think it's an opportunity, just like we're doing with basketball in the Pac-10.
Okay. And one last question. Would Prairie View and they just say TSU, could they benefit from playing a school like Stephen F. Austin or Sam Houston rather than playing the money games against, Texas A&M and whatever other school they play the money games? Would it make more sense for them to create a natural geographic rivalry between those PWIs that are in the same division, or does it still make sense to go play those money games?
Hey, appreciate the call, Rocky.
I agree. For me, I don't like seeing the money games because it's just not good, especially when you have that big disparaging, that big gap in talent. And it's not just so much that our teams don't have talent. They just have much more, many more players. They have much more depth because they're able to give more scholarships. So they have more players. So that creates an opportunity for our players to get hurt. So absolutely, I think Prairie View playing the Southland. Now, the thing about that is, now here's the deal. A lot of times PWIs, especially in-state PWIs, feel like our schools are inferior. So they'll have us to come to them, but they don't necessarily like to come to us. And that's a problem. So we need to make sure that it's going to be a reciprocal deal. Now, as far as I remember FAMU playing, I want to say Georgia Southern back in the day. Now, that was a good rivalry. When we played Georgia Southern in Jacksonville, they brought at least 10,000 fans, and FAMU brought their number of fans. So it was a nice, even distribution. Even when we had home and home, Georgia Southern brought a number of fans to brag. So that's a good deal. Troy brought a number of fans to brag. Sometimes it's just a matter of just getting over that. But once you establish that rivalry, once you establish that you can beat the other school, it creates that. But I remember us playing University of Central Florida, who has like almost 60,000 students. Woo! And they brought like maybe 500 people to brag. And we ended up winning the game. But, we play down there. Of course, we're going to bring a number of people, as many people as we could possibly bring. So that's something that needs to be ongoing conversation so the fear of going to an HBCU game can be nullified.
That's what's up. All right, cool. And I think, let me show a comment that really kind of was like, what? This is stupid stuff I be seeing, man. We have to keep it black, no exceptions. Like, what? Dude, it's football. Like, This ain't we're not segregating buses. Like, it's football, okay? It's football. And if you're being honest, the only white thing in football is mostly the administration that you're playing, because you're playing against all brothers on the other team. So it's pretty much black on black most of the times, unless you got a white quarterback and white offensive lineman. But keep it black, no exceptions. Man, that's stupid, man. I hate those comments. I really do. It bothers me. All right, let me get off my little soapbox. Next up. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
What's up, baby? Stephen A.
What's good, man? What's your name? Where you come from?
Hey, this is Levante.
Talk
come
to
from
me.
Florida.
Talk to me.
I have a question. Either one y'all can answer. The FAMU in the South Louisiana game playoff. What is the best ingredient for FAMU to defend a team that's putting up 30 points, winning and losing? They do 30 winning, or they do 30 losing, because that's what they average in a week. How can you defend a team like that?
Well, there's a number of different ways. It's all in your personnel and your approach. FAMU has a good, solid defensive line. Traditionally, we've been able to rush for without having to blitz that often. So that's one way. Just continue to try to see how we match up with their wideouts and just different things like that. But our team, our defense is very athletic. We have team speed. So it's going to be interesting to see what the approach is going to be. If we're going to play it the same way or if we're going to do it, as I say, the Belichick or the Flores way, which is to put a number of people on the line of scrimmage and see if we can apply enough pressure and get them out of rhythm and try to rush the throws and rush the runs and stuff like that. So there's a number of different things that you can do. I expect a good solid mix because you can't give that guy space to run. You can't create lanes for him to run, and you can't give him extra time to throw. So we're going to have to kind of like pick our poison.
Baby Stephen, they mentioned about a receiver number 4, right?
Austin Mitchell.
They have 3 receivers that are good. So how can you defend 3 good receivers standing by 6'2" and 6'3", and the quarterback 6'7"?
Austin Mitchell is not 6'1". He's got to be like 5'11". Like he's got to be like 5'10", 5'11". You got so you have number 4, you have number 1. They have a tight end 82, and then they have Cephas, the backup quarterback. He plays a little receiver as well. Listen, I'm gonna tell you straight up. If this game goes over 35 points, FAMU don't want that. Okay, that's not their lane. They don't. That's just not their lane. So you have to do whatever you have to do. It's kind of like Jackson State. You just want to keep everything in front of you, and you have to tackle. Like when you playing this team, they're the type of team that if you miss a tackle, they can take it to the house. It's no different than Xavier. You miss a tackle on X, he can take it to the house. You miss a tackle on Shareed, he can take it to the house. But what I'm saying, the reason you don't want the game to get in the 30s and the 35s and the 40s is because they live there. You don't. You don't live on an offense to where you're just constantly scoring the ball. Like that's not your thing. That's not your game. So all I'm saying all I'm gonna say this.
That's a damn good question. I like your answer, Stephen A. You absolutely right, Stephen A. That's a damn good answer.
Thank you.
That's why I like watching your show. Y'all have a nice weekend.
Hey, appreciate it. So that's the person get off 3297. Oh no, you're right here. Hey, Mr. Reese, talk to me. You live.
Hey, fellas, Mr. Hemmingway and Scotty. I had 2 questions.
Talk to me.
So my first question is this right here. I don't know if y'all know, but today on the Calgary show, they announced the USFL. They announced the teams for the USFL, the spring league.
Ooh, okay.
Spring league. So what I wanted to ask y'all is, do you see this as a golden opportunity for HBCU football players who may be marginal because they are going to have a team in Birmingham? I think they said Tampa Bay. They have 2 divisions, North and the South, and I'm talking about the South. So they have one in Birmingham, Tampa Bay, and I think they may even say New Orleans. I think San Antonio, Texas, or something. But anyway, so I want to know, how do you think that can help HBCU football grads? And if you use the SWAC, would you invite representatives from their league to the HBCU Pro Day?
Hell yeah!
And my second question is, and this is directed at Mr. Hemmingway, and just I think with Aqeel Glass graduating from A&M, I think some people think 70 to 80% of A&M success was around Aqeel Glass. So, do you think next year we will find out if it's Cornell Manion's system, if it's a system that can still produce, and you just plug in another quarterback, or was it really all about Aqeel Glass? And once the Glass leaves, A&M is going to take a couple of steps back. So those are the 2 questions I had, and congratulations to FAM. I hope y'all do well Saturday.
Hey, appreciate the call. We'll answer your question. All right, so let me go first with the, I want to go first with the A&M. Okay, so I am predicting. I do not know. I have no sources. I think Quincy Casey is going to be the starting quarterback for Alabama A&M. Now, with that being said, this is the difference between Aqeel Glass and Quincy Casey. Quincy Casey can throw it 60 yards in his sleep, and he's mobile, right? So I think if you scheme it up accordingly, Quincy Casey can do damage within the system. The receivers are coming back. Abdul Ibrahim is coming back. Hilaire is coming back. Juice is coming back. D is graduating. He's a senior. Zay is graduating. He's a senior. And you kind of plug and play another receiver. Gary Quarles is coming back. All right. So he has the staff around him. But you got to understand, Quincy Case, listen, I've had Aqeel Glass. Go back and watch my old interview with Aqeel Glass. He even said it himself. His arm strength is not the best. His anticipation is really good. I think that, and this is my personal opinion, I think Alabama A&M would be going from Alex Smith to Patrick Mahomes. Now, I'm not calling Quincy Casey Patrick Mahomes. I'm just saying he has the explosiveness to take that offense to another level. That's what I'm saying. So I don't want people to say like, oh my God, Avery, Scotty compared, freaking Quincy Casey to Patrick Mahomes. I'm not saying he's Patrick Mahomes. I'm just saying that's the change in the offense. That's the change in the offense I'm going to see in Alabama A&M. All right, so that's my answer to that. You can answer what you want to do about the USFL.
Okay. I think it's great. I think it's an incredible opportunity for HBCUs. It's going to give our players more of an opportunity. That happened the last time that they had the USFL. There were a number of players and receivers that would not have gotten a look that actually ended up getting a look, that ended up getting an opportunity in the NFL once the USFL folded. So the USFL, having the USFL is definitely going to be an advantage. I see them using this as a potential farm league for the NFL and giving those players an opportunity. But I'm in full agreement with Scotty in regards to Alabama A&M. The issue with Alabama A&M is not their ability to generate points, it's their ability to stop people. And if they don't have a defense, they're going to run into the same issues that they ran into this year.
Facts. So they got to listen. I don't care how many points you can put up. You can't stop nobody. You can't stop nobody. All right. Next up. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me. What's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, man? This is Mike. I'm calling out of Hammond, bro.
What's up, Mike? Oh, you out of Hammond? Oh, you in there? You ready?
Yeah, I'm from New Orleans. I've been living in Hammond about 10 years now, bro.
Let's go. Talk about it.
Look, I want to touch on what Kofi said, man. Hammond ain't Klan country, but everything that runs Southeastern, they got the white sheets on, so be careful.
Woo.
Be careful, you dig? But look, man, they not gonna y'all easily can overpower that stadium. It ain't big. A lot of high schools play there. You know what I'm saying? And they sometimes now I'm gonna tell you locally they gonna shut school down and all that Friday. That Friday. School ain't gonna even be in, but if school is in, they just shut it down Friday. Like these light skinned people get serious. And I don't mean black light skinned, if you know what I mean. They get serious behind the Southeastern. But look, I'm gonna tell y'all something. The reason why you ain't seeing Southeastern play Jackson State, Southern, Grambling, and all them, because majority of the people that run that team now, they was in that big brawl back in '84 when Southern and Southeast had a big fight. Matter of fact, I used to work for one of the principals who played on that team. He explained to me, like, ain't nobody putting no money behind them playing no black school. That's what they always said. He said the only reason why they played them in 2003 was because they had just brought the program back after like 20-some years. He said, but they would never, if they could help it, they would not play HBCU on this scale. Not nobody from SWAC. I think they done played Bethune-Cookman before, but they ain't played nobody from SWAC if they could help it.
Wow. Hey, Mike, appreciate the call.
That was what was told to me out of a big donor, a big alumni. Don't nothing move without his name, and he told me that word of mouth.
Wow. Hey, appreciate the call. I like the.
All right, now with the inside scoop right there from him.
That's what I'm talking about, Mike.
Where we gonna eat though? What's the good places to eat?
Oh man, you got Dunn Seafood, man. There's a lot of mom and pop places, bro. Matter of fact, you got a place called Our Moms. There's a whole bunch of restaurants downtown Hammond. It's a serious college town, brother. It's real deal Louisiana. Even though they closer to the state line, it's real deal Louisiana cuisine on the beach.
I appreciate the call, Mike. Real talk.
Thank you.
No doubt.
All right, man. Hey, appreciate that, man. Real talk. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Next up, let me get to you. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
All right. What's up, man? It's KJ calling from Florida.
What's up, KJ?
All right, man. Hey, I think this game, man, is probably the most important game probably in the last 20 years for HBCUs. The reason being, man, is that I think FAMU is carrying the weight of the HBCU world on there. And the reason why is this right here. If you get into the playoffs and you don't do well, teams like Monmouth, Missouri State that did not get in now will point, and the athletic directors will have to look at it and go like, well, damn, we did let a team in here. And if, say, for example, this team, really put up 50 or more points on, say, our defense, now everything is shot. And even the SWAC trying to build its brand now is not what it needs to be, because there's a point where some of those feelings of inferiority are verified. So I hope FAMU really, really understands the importance of this game. You know, and also I was just trying to also just ask a question about, I don't understand how a school that has 7,400 in the stadium, I think they do have about 8,000 or 9,000 students, but I can't understand for the life of me how they could outbid us with such a small school. I'm trying to understand that, man.
Boosters and donors, man, it's real. You get the right booster, you get the right donor, you can do anything. All right, I'm not saying that. I like I said, I don't know how that all works out. Blue can probably call back in and explain it. And I know that because I know he told me personally that you can't make a bid until you actually get selected into the FCS. So I don't even know how that all went down that quickly. So like I said, so I'm not 100% sure on it, but that's what Blue told me.
Okay. Now I will say this much. In a way, I do kind of see why FAMU may not have put in a bid. I think if you're looking at a situation where the students are going to be gone for Thanksgiving break, and you're asking people to turn around and come from the Classic after that to come to Tallahassee the following week, I don't know. I don't know if we get 25,000 in there, or so that might be the thinking that FAMU officials may have had to say that that's too risky to try to go ahead and bid on that, thinking that we can back it up in that manner.
But Courtney did submit a bid, so you know the full expectation. Plus, Tallahassee has, as I've stated before, in the metro area over 300,000 people. So drawing 25,000, Florida State not doing nothing. If you know people aren't doing anything, it's an opportunity. Plus, our people really, really, really want to see. So I think the FAMU would have been able to do well. But listen, I've been hearing all the last couple of days that we going into Clan country. So please understand, it is what it is. But, you know, Rattler Nation ready. We good.
Hey, appreciate the call, my boy.
All right.
Let me see. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, what's up? It's your man, Dom. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, turn your background down for me.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, what's up? This is your man, Dom from Fargo. What's up?
What's up, Fargo? North Dakota.
Hey, I was just talking about this with the local radio station about how the HBCUs need to get more into the playoffs. We was talking about that earlier this year. I don't know if you remember me.
Yeah.
Remember this or not? But they said how it's the way the SWAC schedule is set up with the championship game.
Yeah.
And those bids, how that work out or something. I don't understand the concept.
Okay, so this is okay. So it's funny you asked about this, right? Because Mr. Campbell sent me an article and I read it. All right, because people say just gotta go do your research. So I read it. So what happens is that the problem with the FCS playoffs when it comes to SWAC, right, is that you're asking Grambling and Southern to push back their biggest game of the year, which they make the most money of the year, which they would never recoup in a FCS playoff game. Nobody, if we're being honest, and me reading the article and what numerous of people have said to me, you don't make money in the playoffs. You don't. All right. You just don't. So most of the gate is taken by the NCAA. The only thing, I mean, you don't pay for your travel because of course the NCAA pays for all that, but they're like the pimp and you got to pay them to play. That's pretty much what it is. You got to pay them to play. So is it worth it because you want to play against the best? Depends on what kind of school you want to be. You know what I'm saying? If the schools want to be recognized as the best, you can play the best. Now, I don't have a problem with HBCU schools scheduling FCS teams within their schedule and beating them and then doing their own thing. I don't have a problem with that. So if Jackson State was scheduled North Dakota, they go to the Dome, they beat you in the Dome. To me, that's good enough to win the playoff game, to me, in my personal opinion. So I'll take that, but not scheduling them at all, I think that's kind of weak. But that's your answer to why the SWAC is eliminated their automatic bid, because they're not pushing back the Bayou Classic for the FCS playoffs. You got anything, Mr. Kofi?
Yeah, and in addition to that, we have a SWAC championship game. So all of that is, I want to say, a recipe for us not being eligible to have, I want to say, an automatic bid to the playoffs. But hey, you know, if you, it's on our ADs to begin to engage. Like FAMU and Kennesaw State is a natural game. That game should happen. FAMU versus, I mean, South Carolina State and Furman used to play all the time. That's a game that should happen. Either Southern and Southeast Louisiana, that's a game that should happen. Southern McNeese have played consistently, but these are games that we not only need to play, we need to beat these teams. We need to beat them.
Yeah.
You know, and that's really the key. We can't go in, even if you lose by 4 points, it's like, come on, man, let's win the freaking game. Beat these teams.
Yeah. But my next question would be, given that those teams are in those, they should beat them, but I'm up here, I'm from Florida originally. I see these teams and I see our players from like FAMU. We got the skill sets to beat them. Like, it's definitely possible, but the money, like they facility, what they generate from the playoffs and all these championships, it brings a different, you know, type of swag to them. Like, it's so amazing with that. Like, won't you think, like, if you get more SWAC teams in the playoffs, it would make the SWAC look better and HBCUs look better in the long run?
Listen, I don't have a problem with SWAC schools playing FCS teams, high level FCS teams, and then having a strength of schedule that could have possibly allowed them to get in with an 8-3 record or a 9-2 record like a FAMU. But at the end of the day, like, listen, I've been on this show a long time and I've heard a lot of things. And comparing North Dakota State, which is a flagship school of North Dakota, to a Valley, to a Mississippi, to a Jackson State, to a Southern, they're not the same. They don't get the same funding. It's just that simple. You're talking about a North Dakota State school that gets all the money possible from North Dakota. Like, and they're right by oil rigs. You know what I'm saying? Them oil pipelines and all that type of stuff. So you just got all type of money up there. So I'm not saying would they like to have the facilities of a North Dakota State and South Dakota State and a James Madison? Absolutely. But that's not the case. What you got on Mr. Kofi?
But the thing is, let me say this: there is more than one way to skin a cat. You know, there's public-private partnerships that make it possible for you to be able to upgrade your facilities, but you have to have the discussion and you have to have a plan. But most importantly, as we've been talking about over the last few weeks, you have to have a president and an administration that is totally committed to your athletic program, in particular your football team. If you do not have that, you're not going to see the growth. But I 100% believe, and I mean, our people spend millions of dollars on homecoming and classic weekends. So it's about having the necessary leadership to be able to focus that money and monetize our brand in such a way that it grows our programs. You know, so, I mean, playing white schools is nothing new for Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University. We've done it before. We're going to do it again. And the other HBCUs have been used to playing other PWIs as well. It's just about now us making a decision to say, this is what we want. This is our end game. This is our goal. And then going for it.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. And thank you for taking my call, man. I appreciate it.
Hey,
and
no problem, man.
Half those players, they from Florida too. They got they recruit a lot of players from Lakeland.
Hey, man, listen, if you got the facilities and they listen, it's enticing to go play for a championship. If you walk in my house and say, look, I'm not, listen, I agree with you. It's enticing to say, hey, we are the 6-time, 7-time FCS national champions. Come play with us. We put Bama's in the league. Like, that's really enticing. So I agree. So I'm not saying it don't help. It definitely does. But, you know, you gotta stay in your lane. You know what I'm saying? You only can do what you can do. Appreciate the call, my boy.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. All right, I got some members. I'm gonna take Mr. Ford though. He's been. Hey, what's up, Mr. Ford? Talk to me.
Listen, it's so much stuff I want to respond to, but I know you don't have time for it. But let me just say this. I did my due diligence last night like you did. I pulled up video on the quarterback. I think that boy's about 24, 25 years old. He started out at
Arkansas,
University of Arkansas.
Yeah.
And then he went to that school. Let me tell you the group that can win this game for FAMU. It's FAMU's offensive line. I believe that FAMU's offensive line can dominate this game. And I believe that the way that you have to beat a team like this, Southeast Louisiana, you got to keep that offense on the bench, okay? And the way that you do that is you go back to that old Miami Dolphins philosophy back in the days. I don't know, Scotty, do you remember Larry Zonka and Mercury Morris?
I know Larry Zonka. I do remember he was the white running back, the white guy. Yeah.
Now, let me tell you what they would do. The Dolphins with ball control, and your offense stayed on the sideline because Larry Zonka would have 15 to 20 carries. Mercury Morris would have 15 to 20 carries. Jim Kick would have 15 to 20 carries. That's what FAM has to do. FAM has to keep that quarterback for that team on the sideline.
Facts.
And they can do it because one of the most underrated parts of FAMU's team is that damn offensive line they got. That's an outstanding offensive line that FAMU got. And, you know, they fussing and cussing about what's going on with the offensive coordinator. And you were saying something the other day about the offensive coordination at Alcorn. Their last offensive coordinator is at FAM. His name is Ryan Stachek. That dude that you was talking about the other night, Ratton or Elliott or whatever, he can't carry that boy's job. That's what's wrong with him. But, I mean, I don't want to go into this FAM thing. I mean, go into that Alcorn thing. Alcorn has always had some problems with offensive coordination. They had a sorry dude named Fred Kais. He came in after Willie. And then now they got that sorry dude they got down there. Now he came in after Ryan left and went down to southern Mississippi. But I just want to say this to you. FAM can win this game. But that offensive line has to be dominant. They got the potential. They can do it. FAM has a very underrated offensive line. Now, they didn't start out great against Jackson State. But I'm just telling you now, that offensive line has come together under the leadership of Ryan Stachek. And I really do believe that. Let me just hit a couple of things before I get off the line.
Go ahead, Ms. Four. You good?
Y'all need to stop talking about Tennessee State. I done told y'all, I don't know why y'all keep going on about Tennessee State. Tennessee State is not going to join no black conference. Tennessee State is under something called the Weissman decision. I done told y'all, go back and study the Weissman decision. The Tennessee Board of Regents isn't going to allow them to join no black conference. They don't even, I'm telling you, really, Tennessee State is not to be referred to as an HBCU. They're not supposed to be called that. My last point, Scotty, I was talking to some people today. They're saying that Alabama State is going after a big name person. However, they don't know if the guy's going to come. But if they don't get the big name person, they're going to go after them people you talked about, Reggie Ruffin and some of them guys like that. Okay, guys, y'all have a good night, and I'm enjoying you. How you doing, Mr. Hemmingway?
I'm doing great, man. Thank you for calling in.
I can beat this school. Let me tell you something before I get off this line. This is not the first time they've done this to FAM, where they sent us to a sorry-ass PWI football field. They did this to FAM years ago when FAM had a kid named Pat Bonner. They made them go up to Western Illinois. Western Illinois had a cow pasture and called it a football stadium. Now, I don't know if y'all remember that, but that's what happened. This is what we call white skin privileges. Have a good night.
Appreciate it, Mr. Ford.
Yes,
Thank you so much. Hey, appreciate you, Mr. Ford, for holding on to the call line. I really appreciate it. I know you was on there for a minute, but God, dog, he's always worth the call. Always worth it.
Absolutely.
Hey, what's up, Q? Talk to me.
Hey, what's good? Hey, guys, this is Quincy from Texas. Hey, I just wanted to talk to Dr. Hemmingway, get his thoughts on this comment and question. So I guess since the death of George Floyd, there's been a lot more emphasis on HBCUs, and there's a draw of more, I'd say, SWAC adjacent fans, meaning people who did not go to a HBCU or SWAC school, but people are wanting to see what's going on here in the SWAC conference. Like myself, you know, mother cousin, wife attended Prairie View. But my aunt served as administration, but my athletic scholarship took me to a PWI, which is Stephen F. Austin. There's others who are looking at the SWAC conference and one, basically is making new fans. A buddy of mine from Dallas, Texas, hit me up by going to a FAMU game. A lily white guy by the name of Dustin. I guess he asked me because he wanted a black friend to go to a game. But what is Mr. Hemmingway? What's your thoughts on the expanding fan base of the SWAC and in the outreach, or if there is any, as far as the new, I guess, incoming fans. That's all I have.
Hold on, Q. Hold on before I let you go. Hold on, Mr. Go. So you just said he tried to token black guy. Did he try to token black guy?
Man, did you? Nah, man.
Oh, he tried to token black guy you. That's funny. That's funny. But go ahead, Mr. Kofi. Appreciate the call, Quincy. You gonna answer it?
All right. So I can make sure that I'm answering the right question. I think this is definitely a time where HBCUs need to seize the momentum of the land. There is an opportunity for HBCUs to boldly go where they've never gone before. But in order to do that, you have to have the infrastructure and you have to have the willingness to push the bar. Deion Sanders brought a new energy, but in addition to that, even the Nike LeBron James deal is bringing a new energy. ESPN giving our HBCUs the Why Not Us platform. Stephen A. Smith doing his show, First Take from Florida A&M University. This is an opportunity for HBCUs that we have not had in a long time. And it's on us to seize the momentum. You can sit back and just watch it, but you have to be able and willing to do what's necessary to gather that. And I'm in perfect agreement. I think that the time is definitely now for us to gain a larger white fan base. Now, back in the 80s, Jackson State also had a lot of white people that, quiet as it's kept, a lot of white people that used to attend Jackson State games in the vet. And quiet as it's kept, even with a lot of our HBCUs, we just haven't taken the time to really reach out to our white counterparts to invite them to come to a game. I would like to see a promotion to people within the region to say, hey, if you've never, ever been to a FAMU game, we want to give you a first time ever FAMU experience or HBCU experience where we give you a shirt. You're going to come to the Lawson Center. We give you a shirt, give you a cup, give you a towel and a pom-pom. We're going to bring you in. We're going to tell you about our history, embrace you, meet some people, have one of our coaches talk to you for a couple of minutes, get some tailgate, come to the game. And then, bam, we interview you afterwards to see what you feel like it. But that's the way that I feel like it really, really, really should be, that we need to be able to understand that we're not in quote unquote Wakanda. We're not in a black world. We're in a world that we need to embrace resources. And those resources don't always come from us. And the way you build relationships is to make yourself, to open up the land so that people that are willing to help you and have the skill set to help you can feel welcome and come in and help you. You need it.
I think, and listen, and it's not just white people. Stop being
Asians, Hispanics.
Don't listen. Y'all are quick to knock your own black people. People who didn't graduate from, oh, you didn't go to an HBCU. What are you talking about? Oh my God. Oh, this is members only. Can't sit here. Can't sit here. Like, that's what y'all be doing. Like, what school did you go to? Oh, I went to university. Can't sit here. Oh, what school did you go to? I went to University of Maryland. Can't sit here. Like, bro, like, chill. Like, people are, you got all this new influx of energy and new blood and life into the SWAC because of Deion, because of LeBron, because of all these headlines. And now black people are like, oh, shoot, I want to check out, what these HBCUs are all about. And then here y'all go, members only. Members only.
That's dumb. That's
Stupid.
really dumb. It's dumb.
Stupid stuff, man. So it just kills me. That probably makes me the most upset. I ain't gonna lie to you.
No, but we gotta change our mentality, bro. It's just we love to put one another down. We love to pull one another down. We love to talk. Talking trash is one thing, but it's a waste of time. It's like how it's fun for a moment, but then at the end of the day, you have to look at the big picture.
Yeah.
What is the big picture? How can we come together to make one another better? That's what it's about. Is the HBCUs give us that platform to showcase Black excellence at its highest form. And we can do this. It's just about getting the right minds, getting the right voices, and partnering with the right people. It's necessary.
Elvin Price, bro, let me tell you. So I'll say this.
Absolutely.
You might be right in the sense of positions, and I'll say like administrator, but I'll tell you one thing. Every white football game that I've gone to never had that problem. Who you rooting for? You going for Big Blue? Go Big Blue! Literally, like that's all they do. That's literally all. They embrace you whatever. If you're going for the different team, of course they're gonna be like, "Oh, get away from me, boy!" Or they won't say boy. They better not say boy. I'm fighting on a dime. All right, but they're gonna say, "Get away from me." But no, you'll walk into a HBCU game and you be like, "Woo, Jackson State." They be like, "Did you attend?" Does that matter? Does that matter? It does not matter. If I did or if I didn't, I'm just here to support. Like, that's the difference. That's all I'm saying. That's the difference. And that's what kills me. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All right, let me get to Bud real quick. Hey, Carl, you live. Talk to me.
What's up, Scotty? What's up, Mr. Kofi? Hey, hey, Scotty, man, I got a statement I want to make tonight. I heard you say on your last show about the Jackson State and Alcorn game. Man, I think that as a production-wise, the AD, he's going to have to fix the gates coming into the stadium. The PA announcer got to learn how to get the crowd involved. It's like just like the football team had to learn how to win. Now it's time for the other side of the coin. The AD and the production team got to learn how to win. Hey, you right. With 60,000 the crowd, you shouldn't have been able to hear in the stadium.
Facts.
But at times it was so quiet and boring that it was pitiful. And it was like, I think, and I'm just saying I think, I'm speaking for myself, having to be in the stadium 2 hours early, just sitting there with the sun, bored out your mind, and then they say, okay, now we're going to announce the Hall of Famers. And they just rolling through the Hall of Famers. They just rolling through the senior class, and everybody just sitting there like blah blah blah. And it's because he's not getting you energized. They don't have a band playing and like, hey, and now I'm finna come out this person. And then it was just poorly put on. That part of the showcase was just poorly handled all over. I don't even think the fans even knew that Jimmy Smith was finna even be inducted. It was kind of like when I heard his name, it was like, Jimmy Smith. Damn, he ain't already in the Hall of Fame.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, I did not put Jimmy in the Hall of Fame. Like, that's crazy. But no, you're absolutely right. And somebody said right here, he said Black people are hard to impress. And to a certain extent, I feel that they are, because to me, it really did bother me, because I'm like, you're so. This is what bothers me about it, right? It's senior day, right? You as HBCU alums, all you talk about is, did you attend? Did you graduate? Did you attend? Did you graduate? And that's how you treat your seniors going out. If it wasn't Aubrey Miller, if it wasn't Keontae Hampton, the big name seniors, nobody rooted. It was like, oh yeah. Like, but I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
It's really a lot of this stuff is psychological.
But then maybe they could have been presented a little bit better so the crowd can get into it just a little bit better. I mean, at times it felt like the crowd wanted to erupt. They just didn't know. Should I say defense now? Should I not? It's like, you don't know how to win. You don't know what a stadium's supposed to feel like with 60,000 without the band playing. The band don't have to play for the crowd to be loud. So it's like, you don't know when to cheer. It's like, you're right. Jackson State, we all cheer on cue. When they do the JSU, when they do the certain cheers, even Alcorn, they're going to cheer when they do the oh. But other than that, defense, the offense got the ball, we quiet. Defense got the ball, we quiet. It's like, I was like, man,
the game gets so boring, I'm about to fall asleep. And it shouldn't be that way with 62,000 people in a stadium.
That's facts, bro. And I'm telling you, it was packed, bro.
And I'm glad we in the stadium, but now we need to learn how to make the stadium where they say it's a home field advantage.
Facts.
It don't make no sense to say you got 62,000 and it's still not a home field advantage because Alcorn can hear just as good as you can hear. The only thing you hearing is the PA announcer saying, "Hey, band, you're going to get a warning." It's because the band is the only thing to try to keep it crunk. Dude, that's your job to help crunk it up some a little bit too. Like, but that's just, I mean, if you've never been to another game other than, a SWAC game, then you don't know that the crowd is supposed to be involved in the game. It's not just supposed to be just we here. But hopefully that's the next step that we're gonna get corrected, and maybe next time you come, maybe it will be that kind of raucous environment where the stadium is really rocking. That's my hope and dream. I hope one day we can go to a SWAC game and the stadium really just rocking and you feel it.
You better go to Bragg,
but that's
bro.
all I got.
I appreciate it.
Hey, but I will say this right quick, Scotty, about you and Mr. Kofi. Mr. Kofi was saying about some big changes. Hey, it was big to have the #1 player in the nation come to see a SWAC game. Hey, we don't know if he's going to sign at Jackson State, but just to have him in the building and to see that environment, I wish he could have seen it be a little, be more like maybe a Florida State game he went to, but hey, it still was impressive to see our people in there like that.
It was.
So, there are some changes on the horizon. So, and go FAMU. Normally I wouldn't say go FAMU, but go FAMU. And hey, we're gonna take care of Prairie.
I appreciate it. So, listen, I'm gonna let you go, Mr. Kofi. You need to go to FAMU needs to start giving. Listen, I'm just gonna say it straight up. FAMU needs to start giving out lessons and classes on how to have an involved crowd. If you have not seen their stuff on Facebook, it's ridiculous. The whole student section be up. They be jamming. Listen, and Jackson State student section is huge. It is huge. The most exciting thing that happened at Jackson State is when the band was going up the ramp and the little band was doing their dance or whatever, and all the little drum majors, they out there high stepping, all jerking their necks back and all that. That was the most time like the crowd was really like into it, or the student section was really into it. Other than that, the student section is waiting for touchdowns. They just out there. All right, we just wait for another touchdown, but it is what it is.
Yeah. It's a part of our culture. I think a lot of times just our people just didn't really understand what needed to happen in games. I want to say that the playoffs, the last time that we were in it, back 98, I want to say that 97, 98, 99, 2000 era when FAMU was consistently going to the playoffs, expose FAMU to different crowds, expose Rattler Nation to different crowds, and how those crowds really involve their fans in the game. And so it's necessary, you see, because in playoff football, every freaking play counts. And so, that level of urgency comes to a different level come playoff time. It's like, shoot, well, I don't want them to get this first down. Let me open my mouth and say something. But like Bob said, people perish for lack of knowledge. We can, show you all how to do it. Dwayne Sweet, can you please talk about the third quarter set and how the 100 took over the stadium? Well, I mean, it was just the right timing of it. The 100 did an excellent job of engaging the crowd, and playing the right stuff will help engage your crowd. I remember, they started out, of course, with the homecoming stuff. They played Oh No, they did On Time God, they did the war cry. By that time, we was scoring a bunch of touchdowns, and everybody was just great, and everybody was feeling good. So you capitalize on that. Southern's band does a good job of that. Jackson State's band from time to time does a good job of that. But that being said, it's really in the heart of the nation to engage yourself. You're in a football game. You go into a football game, you have a freaking job to do. You're not going there to spectate. You're going there to participate. When the defense is on the field, get your behind out your seat. Tell the people behind you to get up out their seat and tell them to make some noise. And then you have the game announcer to get up and say, hey, Rattler Nation, make some noise. And you get everybody on their feet. keep the noise going. Have that, have it going. So yeah, so FAMU does have a DJ that comes to the game, and he helps to keep the student body engaged. But now, because the student body's just so crunk, the West Side is getting crunk. The older people are getting crunk. It's an energy. It's transferable, But a lot of times, colored people are very insecure because they feel like somebody gonna record them on the phone, and so they don't get up there and make noise. It's a freaking football game. You're supposed to have fun. Let your head out. Do something.
Yeah, that was dope. Let me get to some of these callers. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me. Turn your background down.
Yo, what up, fellas?
What's up? What's your name? Where you calling from?
I'm Calvin calling from Phoenix by way of Jackson.
Talk to me.
Hey, real talk though. Y'all are 100% on Jack State fan base. I'm a Jack State fan all day, every day. The announcer is dead as fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? They need to hire a hype man. You know what I'm saying? Go out, be like a country black piece of mafia. Just one nigga to get the fan base hype.
Yeah.
Like them.
He's not the worst though. You should go to an Alabama A&M game.
The horseshoe. You shouldn't hear shit. Like when the team is going to your trying to score in your red zone on that horseshoe area.
Facts.
They shouldn't hear a fly fart. They shouldn't, because the crowd's supposed to be live like that. But I got a question for y'all though. This is a serious question. Have y'all heard of the Night Commission?
The Night Commission?
Yeah.
No, I've never heard of that. Mr. Kofi, you heard of it?
No.
And no.
No.
Okay. There's a commission that records all division athletics finances. It's free to the public. You can Google it right now, Night Commission, and they'll tell you where this money is coming from and where it's going to. I know this is off topic. I think I got somebody last week about the money. It's way off topic. But, if you look at that, it will break down like these money games that I'm speaking just for Jack State on this one. Jack State doesn't have to play money games because if you can pack 30,000 people for Delta State, that's like $750,000 just ticket sales. You know what I'm saying? If you can be against Delta State, why do you have to play ULM? Why not play another Division I AA or FCS team? Why not play a Jacksonville State? Why not play a UT Martin? Why not play, you know what I'm saying? These money games are going to pay you how much? Like $400,000 for ULM? Figure out how much it was?
Mm-hmm.
When you can make damn near twice as that paying at home. You know what I'm saying? That's just my 2 cents on that one front.
So who gets the money for parking at the Jackson State game? Or do you have to pay for parking at Jackson State?
That stadium.
Yeah,
right. So does Jackson State charge for parking is what I'm asking.
And yeah, they charge for parking and tailgating.
Okay.
Yeah, parking, tailgating, concessions. Now they made $750,000. I'm just doing theoretical numbers. If you sell 30,000 tickets, you're getting $750,000 at $25 a pop, plus concessions, plus parking, yada yada yada. So you probably making close to $1 million.
Easy.
Why are you playing these money games with the Jack State? And other HBCUs, if you are packing out your stadiums, if you sell your tickets, you shouldn't have to play these money games either.
Now, I agree with you. I agree with you. What's really needed is for our people to actually buy season tickets. And unfortunately, we don't have 30,000 that is buying season tickets. But if we can get that, that would definitely push us in the right direction. But in addition, we have to find people that know how to monetize our network of businesses. For instance, if you go to a Buffalo Wild Wings, the high school that I used to call games for, after games on Friday night, if you went to Buffalo Wild Wings and you said, okay, Lincoln High School football, and you order wings, a percentage of that ticket went to Lincoln High School's boosters. It's simple. But I mean, our people love to eat after the game. So who's partnering with the restaurants? Your wing people, your pizza people, your big time restaurants, your cheesecake factories that are there. Who's partnering with that so that money can go to your booster organization so your program can make money?
Hey, listen. I agree 1,000% on that. Now, and that's what we're selling on, because Jack said a big ass homecoming and a big ass this last week. I mean, all these businesses are making money because someone's staying in hotels.
Yeah.
Someone's going to these restaurants.
Facts.
So how come they should be donating money back to university as well?
Facts.
Correct?
Absolutely. But you have not if you don't ask.
Hey, Scotty.
What's up?
Listen, now this is also too. I'm a competitor. I played ball. I played college ball. I played high school pickup basketball too. And guess what? I wanted to play against the best. And you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, even playing pickup basketball, like I wanted to play against the best. And any player, any competitor wants to play against the best. So, you know, South Carolina, the MEAC is not what it used to be. You know, and it ain't going to be unless they do some major upgrades. As a player, you want to play against the best. The best are now FCS playoffs. The best that we at our level.
Listen, okay. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna let you go. Right. So, appreciate the call. I don't. You can schedule the games, right? Like, just schedule the games. Like, you don't have to be a part of the playoffs to go beat a top level FCS team. You don't have to. You can still schedule a top 15 team, a top 10 team in another conference or whatever. And people are like, well, Scotty, you know, in 3 years that might change. Well, just schedule the conference. The conference as a whole, like the Missouri Valley Conference as a whole, is a great conference. So any win in that conference 9 times out of 10 is going to be like, wow, that's a pretty good, that's a real quality win you got there, my boy. You know what I'm saying? So just do stuff like that. Stop ducking it. That's my issue. Stop ducking it. So that's my biggest thing. What you got, Mr. Kofi?
Man, you know, I mean, we've talked about this before, and it's really on our ADs to schedule these games against regional PWIs, and that's really the key. And we not only need to schedule them, we need to beat them.
Facts.
So that's where we at.
Facts.
Yes,
hey,
sir.
listen. Also, guys, if you still using that corny ass joke that Jackson State don't own their stadium, please stop. They own their stadium. Okay, just stop. Just let that go. All right, just. Dang, y'all got to come up with some better trash talking. Y'all suck.
We're just jealous, man.
Oh my God, you don't own your stadium. Shut up. Hey, caller, you loud. Talk to me.
Hey, how you doing, gentlemen?
What's up? What's your name? Where you come from?
Keep well about Nashville, brother.
All right.
I don't have time to say all what I really want to say. First of all, to Mr. Ford, with all due respect, my brother, from another mother. Look, listen, man. We are not under the UT Board of Regents. And this Wiseman thing was dealt with by Dr. Greg Carr, chair, University chair at Howard University, in the history department, back when he was a student. And all the other students were back during that time in the 80s, okay? They dealt with that, okay? So, and we're not under the UT Board of Regents anymore. We're on an independent board. So I don't know what you're talking about, brother. I know you're probably going on old knowledge or whatever, but that doesn't affect us anymore. Okay? That's first thing. Second thing, Mr. Hemmingway, what y'all have to do, brother, y'all got to get out in front of these guys because you got to take the officials out of them. That is critical. Trust me. You've got to get out in front of these guys. You got to control the game that way because if you don't, them flags gonna be flying heavy on you. But if you take them out of the game and make it where they can't do that little trick on you, you're good. Okay?
Absolutely.
Hey, good luck to you guys. And hey, just be careful down there. I don't know anything about that area. I've never been down that deep in Louisiana, so I don't know anything about that. It's probably overblown what everybody's probably saying.
Question from Mr. Campbell. He said, why y'all haven't joined the SWAC yet?
I'm glad you brought that up. Look, now it has nothing to do with, like I said, that Wiseman thing, whatever Mr. Ford is talking about, or whatever. But it is some politics involved in that. Okay? You would have to get an interview with Mickey Allen, who's the athletic director, and maybe he would be willing to explain it to you in a certain kind of way. We'll just put it like that. I have no inner knowledge about that, but everybody around here pretty much knows that it's something somewhere. It has something to do with politics. Let's just say that. And
everything in HBCU
and then
football
also
has
about
politics.
the fan base. Let me tell you something about the fan base. The fan base, one of the worst things to happen to Tennessee State was the Tennessee Titans and all the other post franchises that have come here. Nashville is gentrification ground zero. Okay, I don't think it's not any city other than maybe New York up there in the Harlem area.
Yeah, Harlem and Brooklyn.
Say that they've been gentrified more than Nashville, and a lot of what it put this in like a short contest because no, we don't have time. Tennessee State has not done it due to that fact. Tennessee State has been severed from a lot of their
I'm about to get off
their old support systems. You know, West Tennessee, all up around the Memphis area. You know, Nutbush area where Tina Turner's from, Brownsville, Loudoun County, Humboldt, all those areas where there's tons of TSU alumni. You know, but for whatever reason, you know that the energy has not continued. Same thing in the inner city Knoxville area, inner city Chattanooga area. There's a lot of that. And then in terms of Nashville, it's like Mr. Hemmingway stated a couple of weeks ago, there's a lot to do in Nashville. Okay, so your product got to be on point. Now we ain't Atlanta type of thing, but it's still a lot to do here. I ain't not country music. I know what you're talking about, Mr. Hemmingway, about black folks country music. Anybody rolling with that?
Ain't nothing wrong with opera.
I do like country music. I like Brad Paisley, and I
Ain't
do like
nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's cool. It's the contemporary stuff is cool. What I'm trying to say though is a lot more to it than that, and it's just a lot of things going on with for Nashville now. So your product has to be on point, and it suffers from the fact, like I say, TSU did not do a good job of cultivating all those relationships and all those four cardinals areas of the state. And that's why they're suffering where they are. And like Vanderbilt University, our fan base is largely an old fan base. A lot of people have died off, and for whatever reason, they didn't pass that love on to their kids. A lot of kids start going to MTSU, Austin P, UT Martin.
All right. Thanks for the call.
So,
But you about to put me to sleep. Sorry. Gotta go. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's up?
Yeah, listen. You gotta tell Mr. Hemmingway, look, we ain't trying to integrate. We ain't trying to integrate no more, Mr. Hemmingway.
You say they ain't trying to integrate
no more. No, we ain't trying to integrate no more. He thought he wants some white fans in the stand. We want white fans in the stand. And then Scott said, hold up, Scott. You said, hell, we can't even get together with ourselves. Hell, how we gonna hold hands with white folks? We can't even hold hands with ourselves.
That's facts.
You know what I'm saying? So I would have a dream. You know what I'm saying? So look, we need to take what we got and start uniting and pulling our money together and make our. Don't worry, white folks will come when they see your product doing well. They'll come and try to take it over. So don't wait. You know, don't invite them to come take it over. Let's just get it together and build an empire. And then once they try to take it, you know, we'll have some money or army behind us so we can protect it. Because I listened to Dion today. He said that these coaches now, black coaches in the league, just like Willie Simmons, once you get FAMU to a high level, then what? The white man gonna come and get you, and then how a black school gonna be able to compete with that? First of all, you state funded schools. They can pull your funding any kind of way. They put in puppet presidents in these institutions so that they show, okay, we want these Negroes to get to a certain level. And if they get too high, then you sit in like IHL, Mississippi got IHL, you got these other regions and more. Let's snatch that Negro out of there, put them in a hotel room with a prostitute and get them out of there now. So we need to look at our product and make other people not go and seeking their approval, but if they see you doing good, don't worry, the devil gonna come in anyway and make you an offer you can't refuse.
All right, appreciate the call,
that's all I had to say.
No, you're good.
Appreciate you.
Well, he came in swinging, didn't he?
Yeah, he came in swinging a little bit.
Swinging.
Better
All
get
right.
some white people to do.
All right, we're taking these last two calls. I'm gonna let Mr. Kofi go because it's that time. Hey, callers, you live.
Scotty,
what's good?
This is Larry, True Rattler, coming at you from Sanford, Florida, brother. I am hyped and I am happy. I just came back from Orlando. Actually, no, I came back a few days ago, man. But I still got the Holy Ghost from all the winning and the touchdowns and the interceptions and everything that was happening, man. I was so happy. I'm like, I'm back. I'm back. This is FAMU football. So, in keeping in the tradition of calling into your show, I wrote a few things down so I can stay on point.
Go ahead.
Number one, and this is actually a funny story. In 1998, we went to the playoffs against Western Illinois University. And I was a young man, single, didn't have no children, no wife, none of that stuff. And I went around the city of Indianapolis where I was working, and I found people from Jackson State, Tuskegee, Prairie View, A&M, and I had brought like 10 cards of people who went to any black college, and we went over to Western Illinois. And I'm asking, this is the call, I'm asking, if you are not going to go to the Bayou Classic and you don't have another HBCU game that you can go to, please come cheer for us over there in southeastern Louisiana. Please, because that was so much fun. Just come and join and have some fun. Catch the Holy Ghost with us. You know, I hope the band's there to do some Holy Ghost filled stuff, man, because we were jumping and hopping and hollering. It was great. One more thing. Playoff versus, what's this, Celebration Bowl?
Yeah.
So President Humphreys told us, because I was there when President Humphreys was there, he told us to be the best. And when you be the best, you got to have the best. You got to think the best. So you got to go against the best. Don't tell me that people who are in the FCF playoffs aren't good as the teams in the SWAC and the MEAC. If you better, beat them.
Facts.
If you better, beat them. Okay? That's all I got to say about that. Last thing, and I'm out, brother.
Hey,
Last thing, I'm out.
Appreciate
Scotty,
it. Yes, sir.
You've been saying a lot of things about McKay, and I'm with you on some of that. And you called us Bamas, and you know we live in Florida, so I'm questioning your geography. Okay? And
it's not a. It's
here's
not
what I want you to do.
It's not a geography.
If you pick against us, because I'm kind of feeling you're going to pick against FAMU, and we win, in your Afterglow show, I want half of your face green, the other half orange. I'm out, Scotty. I love you, brother. Keep doing what you do. Peace.
I like that. That's a good one. Listen, that's a good one. I gotta give him that one. I like that. I'm gonna keep that in the back of my mind when I'm selecting my team.
That's something I want to see, buddy.
I want to see that. Yeah, that's a real one. That's yeah, Blue. Hey, listen, it might be a done deal. I don't want to jinx them though. That's the only thing in the back of my mind. I don't want to jinx nobody. But listen, Bama is not a geography statement. It's a freelance. It's like sun in New York. You know, you say for everybody. All right. So last caller right here. Hey, caller, you loud. Talk to me.
Hey, what's going on, Script? Mr. Hemmingway, how y'all doing today, man?
What's good, man? How you doing?
All right, man. I got two comments. I heard you guys talk about the Bayou Classic. Now, let me tell you something about the Bayou Classic, brothers. When it comes down to that particular game, you can have a team, either one of those teams, and go throughout the year only losing one game. But when it comes down to that Bayou Classic, the records are out the door. I've seen some strange things happen in that Bayou Classic. It's just like no other. Well, you think that that team that only has one loss should beat the brakes off that other team, and not even the other team shouldn't even be on the field with them. But it comes out that underdog finds a way to win. It's strange. It's just a strange atmosphere. And my next point is I think a lot of the SWAC schools got to find a way not to prostitute their programs for $1. We have to get to a point where we're self-sufficient and to be able to generate some money without having to prostitute our program and become, that thing. And, prostituting the program, meaning going to play these money games where we get our kids hurt, or what have you, just for $1 to, for our programs to sustain throughout the year. And that's a target on alumni. They have to do a better job of giving back to the program. soliciting these Fortune 500 companies to be able to donate and to get some money into our programs instead of going out and prostitute, going to these big Power Fives, to generate funds. I'll be at the Bayou Classic this upcoming weekend, but I'm pulling for you guys from afar, FAMU.
You and all 3 other people. You and 3 other people gonna be at the Bayou Classic this weekend.
No, sir. No, sir. I can promise you that. I can promise you that, brother.
Appreciate the call, man.
Yes, sir.
It's just gonna be you and the families of the team. That's it. That's it. Ain't nobody else.
You clowning.
Oh man, listen, I appreciate you guys for calling in, man, for another Afterglow show with me and Kofi. Before I get up out of here, Kofi, please let them know where you're gonna be at this week.
I'll be at the ONG Strike Zone. The ONG Strike Zone is on Facebook, on Instagram, and also on YouTube and Twitter. Please check us out. We're on 8 o'clock on Wednesday evenings, 8 o'clock p.m. Wednesday evenings. It is the ONG Strike Zone. I look forward to being here every Monday with you as well on OFFScript. So let's get it done.
Let's get it. All right. So listen, guys, appreciate it. And Mr. Kofi, I'm gonna let you go, and I'm gonna keep it going just for a little bit.
All right, love you, man. Peace.
All right, man. You too. All right, guys, listen. As always, the guy right there, the FAMU alum, Mr. Kofi Hemmingway. You already know what it is, man. So listen. All right, so quick recap. You already know what's going down. Wednesday. Listen. If you have any questions about FAMU versus Southeast Louisiana, save them for Wednesday. Me, the boy wonder, on here, we're going to break down the game, position, units, team, quarter. We doing it all, okay? We doing it all. Owen Lawson, appreciate you, my boy. Keep coming back, my guy. We on here. I'm on here all the time, all right? So come back anytime, all right? We're breaking it all down on Wednesday. Any freaking question you have about the game, we're going to break it down. We're going to spend this much time. Okay, listen, we're going to spend this much time on the Bayou Pop Warner Classic. Okay, that's how much time we're going to spend on the Pop Warner Classic. That much. Okay, I'm almost touching it. That's how little we're going to spend on the Pop Warner Classic. All right, we gonna touch it and go. Ain't nothing to really talk about. All right, ain't nothing to really talk about. He said, Sean said that's too much. Oh man. So listen, we're gonna break it all the way down. Listen, tomorrow, all right, don't hold me to it, but tomorrow I'm gonna try to do a film breakdown of Alcorn State versus Jackson State. Just some key plays in that game that could have went each way. All right, so I'm gonna try to do that tomorrow. Just I don't know if it's gonna be live or have a video. I'm gonna debate it. But kind of look for a film breakdown, okay? And just maybe that's how I'm feeling, depending on how I'm feeling. All right, so until next time, you know what I'm gonna do. Wait, okay, before I get up out of here. Hey, also, I'm on podcast and Spotify. All right, OFFScript. This show, YouTube, is on podcast and Spotify on Apple. All right, if you watch it, Lord have mercy, you can't watch a podcast. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. If you're listening to it, go check it out. Leave me a review. All right. The more reviews I get, the more the algorithm pushes it up. I know it's hard for you to hit the like button. I know it's so hard. Just hit the little star button and then let me know. All right. And then last but not least, hey, make sure y'all go check out my boy Sean. He is an author. All right. There you go. He's putting his book in there. Check it out. Go support his stuff. All right. And make sure you go do that for him, man. He's a good guy. Good stuff. Good quality. All right. Watch your mouth, Pop Warner Classic. Respect. OFFScript hold Scotty, watch your mouth, Pop Warner Classic, respect the classic. Okay, you know. I can't, I'm not gonna, nah. If it was better teams playing, then yeah, I would really care, but I don't. You know, so it is what it is. But you know, nice try though. Nice try, Edwin. Nice try. All right, so until next time, you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna holler. God bless.